Yes, I will try to introduce the Andalusian Energy Agency, and Andalusia as a region is different from the other two examples because we are a region with a lot of municipality and with a lot of cities. You can see in the slide, more or less, we are the southern region in Spain and the southern region in Europe, with a lot of population, more than 8 million inhabitants, and very extensive territory with almost 90,000 square kilometers. If we talk about energy efficiency, we have been carry out a lot of energy projects in public buildings mainly, and this energy project has been carried out by us, by the Andalusian Energy Agency. We have been carry out action in hospital, administrative buildings. We have also tried to introduce and develop markets around energy sector, like for example, energy service companies, ESCOs. This action that you can see that was in the last period program, that it was 2007 2013. In the current period until 2020, we have we have been going on with the action in public buildings with this rationale. We started with an inventory of buildings to know more in deep the characteristic of the buildings. Then we start with the energy audits to try to identify the most affordable measure or more feasible measure that could be implemented in the building. Then when we have already identified this measure, we try to carry out the project works, the implementation of the works, and also as a public energy agency, the communication of the results. Um, you can see in the slide what are the main results of the investment plan of Andalusia in the public buildings. We have invested almost 30 million euros, and you can see also the economic saving almost less than 10% of the investment, but we expect to have more investment in the coming future and more economic saving. And why? Because in the next future, we have first at national level, at European level, sorry, the recovery plan and the renovation wave is be one of the key pillar of the European policy for the next period program. The objective is clear: to have more than 30 million buildings renovated by 2030. This is a lot of work. You need a lot of transversal areas to cover with this. We are talking not only about the investment, we are talking also about skills. We are talking about planning, and that's why EERAdata is quite important for that. Um, and this is at national level, but also at region, sorry, at European level, but at regional level, we have our own strategy that is Directrices Energéticas de Andalucía in Spanish, the guidelines of the Andalusia policy. And for the Andalusia region, also in the next period will be quite important, the energy rehabilitation of buildings. But when we talk about the energy rehabilitation of buildings, we are not talking only about public buildings. We are talking about municipal buildings and also private buildings. So that's why for us it's important as public agency, we have easily access to public building, and for us it's easily to carry out action in public buildings. It's more difficult for private side to invest. They have to see not only the benefit of economic saving, but also additional benefit, environmental benefit, health benefits. And again, this is why EERAdata is so important to talk with these building owners and to see the importance of the energy rehabilitation of building. But focusing on public buildings, we started in EERAdata collecting all the data that we have from these public buildings. As I mentioned it, we started with an inventory of with more than 200 buildings inventoried that has been inventoried by the energy agency. We have a lot of information, but the first thing that the information that we collect from this inventory was not so adequate for the data that is needed in EERAdata. Then we try to obtain this information from the energy certification files. There is a lot of information, but probably not so adequate also to the data needs of data collection. Well, the thing is that we have a lot of sources of information, but for the project, specifically for the project, it was for us necessary to go in deep in the analysis of data. We cannot obtain the data directly. I agree with the statement of our colleague from Copenhagen about the data, but more or less we from all these sources and after a deep analysis of the data, we generate the data import file and we provide this data to the tool, and we have a lot of expectation on the tool. This is more or less a representation of the different files, different parameters specified in the project, and the columns is the different source of information. As you can see, one parameter could be obtained by different sources of information, and this is the analysis that we have been carried out during the last months. Okay, about the expectation, and this is my main conclusion. As I mentioned, we have a large part of private buildings, and most of them are more than 40 years old. If I remember well, we have more than 40 million buildings in Andalusia and half of them must be renovated. So we have a lot of buildings that has been renovated that must be renovated. We have also from the Andalusian Energy Agency, we are managing the energy consumption of the public buildings. We have more than 4,000 public buildings with electricity of more. I can see the slide because sorry, 1,000 gigawatts of electricity. We have also local entities with large consumers of energy. So for us, the energy rehabilitation is a priority, but we need some tools to carry out all these actions. And I think that a data tool could help us for sure in public buildings, because as I mentioned, we are managing the energy consumption of the public buildings. So for us, I think it will be easy to implement the EERAdata tool for planning and for the prioritization of the building that must be renovated first, not because of the energy saving, but because of other benefit that could be measured through the data tool. But we will propose also use the data tool for private owners and mainly for municipal authorities. We have been working in this project with municipalities that has been proposed as a follower of the project, and especially we have uh, uh, um, a good contact with the Andalusian Federation of Municipalities that gather 800 municipalities in Andalusia, and we are working closely with them, and we will analyze with them how to use the data tool to support the municipalities authorities in the developing of the municipal plan in rehabilitation of buildings. And this is my main conclusions. Thank you.